Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be at. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be at. Um, we have witnessed a rise in single mothers. We've witnessed that the chances of us, single men, especially men that do not have children, the chances of us finding a woman that does not have a child is slim. It is like winning the lottery. It is like trying to complete a Rubik's Cube blindfolded. The chances are slim. And I have nothing against single mothers. Statistically, uh, single mothers are on the rise. Statistically, you have a better chance of running into a mother, a woman, than you do not running into a woman who's a mother. The problem that I have with these single mothers is they become picky. That's the problem that I have with these single mothers. You have a child, you have children, you have a daycare, you have dependents, you have someone that you're taking care of that is under the age of 18. Now that you've had that child, with the father of that child, with that baby's daddy who you no longer are in a relationship with. Now you want to be picky. Now you want to be picky with men. Now you want to be picky with the men you're dating after you have a child. Why are you picky when you have a child? Why won't these same standards that you have for the men that you want to date? Why didn't you have these same standards for that child's father? A lot of these women are letting any kind of man get them pregnant, let any kind of man sell them hopes and dreams in order for them to have a baby, and these men are leaving. These men aren't staying. Then later on, they're saying, hey, if I were to be with a man, he has to have this, 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 this. He has to bring this, 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 and this to the table. Well, did your baby's father bring this, 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 this into the table? And if it's one thing that I hate the most, it's a woman that has a child that has all of these standards, these qualifications, these prerequisites for you to date her. All of these things that you must bring to the table. Listen to me, women. And this is no disrespect to women, and I'll probably say this 50,000 more times. I have never in my life heard a man say, man, Chris keeps flying. I'm looking for a woman with a child. Man, I can't wait to marry a woman with a child. Man, where all the single mothers at? Where all the baby mothers at? That is not something that I've ever heard a man say. That is not something that a man will ever say out of his mouth. I just hate when I see people, hear people, social media stories, pages, posts, talk about what they want in a man and they have a child. What if what I want is a woman without a child? Will we ever match? What if what I want is my own child that has my same genes, genetics, DNA? Will we ever match? What if what I want is to not take care of a child that's not mine? Will we ever match? What if I don't want to look at a child every day knowing that that is the specimen of another man? Will we ever match? And I'm not saying women, you should be single because you're a single mother. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that no man should date you because you're a single mother. I'm not saying that. All I am saying is give a man a little wiggle room. Because you have to understand as a single mother that you're asking a man to sacrifice a lot. You're asking a man to sacrifice his time, his energy, his well-being, his finances. And women say, oh, I'm not asking you to take care of my child. Okay, cool. If you and I live together with your child and I'm paying the rent, or I'm paying half of the rent, but knowing me, I'm paying the rent. I'm gonna help take care of your child. If I go to the grocery store and I live with you and your child, am I making groceries for just you and me, and your child's not going to eat? I'm helping you take care of your child. If I'm paying the electric bill, your child's not pitching in, of course. Am I helping you take care of your child? If I'm paying a water bill, am I helping you take care of your child? If I go to the store and buy clothes, am I not supposed to buy your child something? You see where I'm going with this? If I order a pizza from Pizza Hut, am I supposed to order a small pizza for just me and a small pizza for just you, and your child doesn't eat? So I hate when you foolish women say, "Oh, I'm not asking you to take care of my child." Directly or indirectly, one, you're a fool. Directly or indirectly, that man is helping you take care of that child. All I'm asking you women to do is humble yourself. Because let's say you was an 8, you was a 9, you look good. You have all of these great characteristics and qualities as a woman. Do you think you're an 8 or 9 with a child? Do you think you're a high value woman with a child? Do you think that you having a child makes you stand on some pedestal where men should cater towards you? Is that what you think? It can't be what you think. And it's nothing against women with children. All I am saying is if you find a man that is willing to be there for you, spend the rest of his life with you and your child or your children, you need to cherish him. If you find a man that is willing to marry you and you have a child, you need to cherish him. No disrespectfully, but you can't be the catch if you have a child, especially if that man doesn't have any. Let me repeat that one more time. You can't be the catch if you have a child, especially if that man doesn't have any. One more time. You can't be the catch, comma, period, semicolon, asterisk. You can't be the catch if you have a child, especially if that man doesn't have any. And it's nothing against single mothers. I at one point in my life was going to marry one. I at one point in my life thought one was going to be my wife. I at one point in my life fell in love with a woman's child. You know, I did. you know, I hate her. You know, if she got into a car crash right now, I probably would laugh. I probably would smile. I probably wouldn't shed a tear. But I loved that child. And I love that child. And I wish nothing but the best for that child. So I've been there. Um, I wanted to marry a woman with a child at one point in time in my life, and I don't have any children. But all I'm asking you women to do is, if and when you find that man, and I hope that some of you do, that's willing to share the rest of his life with you, cherish him, because you really don't know what he's going through. He's going to have thoughts in his mind like I had thoughts in my mind. And for the record, I wanted to marry this woman. I wanted to help her take care of that child. I wanted to be there for the child. I wanted to help raise that child. I want to take that child to school. I want to take that child to track meets. And I want to take that child to sports and swimming lessons. Those are things that I wanted to do. But all I'm saying is I'm begging you women, when you find a man that wants to spend the rest of his life with you and that child, cherish him. Because he's going to have thoughts going through his head. Is this really what I want to do? Do I really want to take care of another man's child? Do I want this for the rest of my life? Is this something that I'm comfortable doing? Will this child accept me? Will this child one day say, "You're not my daddy"? Will this child hate me? Will this child like me on our first meet? Will this child listen to me? Will this child be stressed? Will this child call me by my first name? Will this child call me by my last name? Will this child call me dad or pops? Or will they call it real dad or pops? Am I comfortable with doing this for the rest of my life? And a lot of women that dated, and I dated this woman that had a child, and sometimes I be mad and she don't know why I'm mad. Sometimes I'm stressed, she don't know why I'm stressed. Sometimes I'm upset, she don't know why I'm upset. But in my mind, I be thinking, is this really what I want to do? And I thought that like the first couple months, is this really what I want to do? Do I really want to spend the rest of my life with a woman that has a child that's not mine? Do I really want to take this child and meet my family members with them knowing it's not mine? Do I really want to take a child that's not mine home to meet my mother? And in the end, I said, yes, I do. I'm proud of this child. I love this child. I'm going to love this child like it's mine. I said, yes, I do. Because I know if my family loves me, if my mother loves me, my mother's going to love that child. But I'm just tired. Like it's somebody that I follow on Insta, and she got 3 kids at least, and she be posting these quotes and stuff about men and all this other nonsense about men. And I'm like, you got like 3 kids. One is tough, right? I was fine with one. Two, I can't do it, especially with a man with no kids. Three, no way on earth. But you got 3 kids and you giving men these ultimatums and what you're looking for in a man. You got 3 kids. He gotta buy a minivan if y'all get married because him and all them kids. He gotta get a van, a F-150, You got 3 kids. You can't just go get no little Honda Accord, no Toyota Corolla. He gotta get a minivan, a bus, a tractor trailer. You got all them kids, like, and I be just reading these posts like, you got all these kids, like, ain't no man gonna settle down with you. And if you watching, if you think I'm talking about you, I'm talking about you. Ain't no man gonna settle down with you. You got 3 kids. Unless he got 3 kids, 3 and 3 is 6, half and half. But I just want you women, man, that have children to think about that child and stop being selfish because sometimes these relationships and these men, it really ain't what's best for you. It's what's best for that child. And a lot of you women, a lot of you mothers are selfish. Oh, he's this, he's that. I don't like when he does this. I don't like when he says that. When he gets mad, he does this, he says that. Maybe that man's thinking about that child that ain't his. Maybe that man's thinking about if he want to be with you and that child. Maybe that man's thinking about leaving. You don't know what that man's going through. Because men, even though I've opened up to 1 or 2 women and I've regretted it, men hold a lot in. But I want you women to hold in all of these qualifications that you want as a man, like you don't have baggage. A child is baggage, respectfully. A child is more money being spent. A child is budgeting. A child is an expense. And I love this child, and I still love this child to this day. A few minutes ago I was trying not to cry. Cause I miss her, you know. I miss that little pretty little girl. And I told the mother she looked a little bit like me. And I did a side by side picture. Her mother didn't believe me, even though she believed me, but she wouldn't admit it. But I just want you women with children to lower your standards just a little bit, because that perfect man might be the perfect man for you, but he might not be the perfect man for that child. So sometimes if you find that imperfect man, he might be what's best for that child and not necessarily 100% what's best for you. Because a man that's best for you don't always gotta be what's best for the child, if that makes any sense. If a woman thought about herself and the man that was best for her, her standards might be like this. But what a man can do for his partner isn't necessarily the thing that he can do for her child. Can he provide? Can he take care of her? Is he going to love her? Is he going to be there for her? Is he going to listen to her? Is he going to talk to her? How does he discipline children? Is he going to put his hands on your child? Is he not going to put his hands on the child? Is he willing to go to these sporting events? Is he willing to go to school? You know, the list of things that a man can do and will do for your child don't necessarily got to be the same list of things that a man can and will do for you. You know, these are two different lists. And you got to say, hey, if he's willing to do all of these things for my child, and he's kind of right here with me, what's more important? The things he can do for my child or the things he can do for me? And the women that are selfish gonna say, oh, he does all of this for me. It could be up here, but I'm gonna leave him. I don't want to be with him. He ain't gonna be a good father. What a woman should say is, oh, he's gonna do all of these things for my child, but he has some things he has to work on. Maybe I should give him a chance. Because a man can't be a perfect partner and a perfect father. I'm gonna repeat that. A man can't be a perfect partner and a perfect father. It's kind of hard to do those things because you got to please the child. You got to make sure the child's right, and you got to please the woman. You got to make sure the woman's right. But a great partner, women, a great partner is going to put your child, that child, before you. A great partner is going to come through the door and be like, where's my daughter? Where's my son? He ain't going to say nothing to you. He going to say hi to you, but he going to say, where's my daughter? Where's my son? Where's my baby girl? Where's my baby boy? Where's my princess? And that's the problem with a lot of y'all. You're selfish. You're ignorant. You're foolish. A real man's going to love your daughter, love your child, love your son more than he loves you. But instead of seeing that, y'all looking at, oh, he has faults. But guess what he doesn't have faults in? He don't have faults in being there for your child. All I'm saying, women, is if you have a child, there's nothing wrong with that. But look at what's best for your child. You know, my mother and father argued. Never knew it. Never heard it. One day they get a divorce. You see how that works? A lot of times couples go through things and the child never knows. And some of you foolish, ignorant young women think just because you're going through something, that child's going to know. That child doesn't have to know. But if you are a horrible parent, you're going to argue in front of your children. Let me repeat that. If you are a horrible parent, you're going to argue in front of your children. That's what horrible parents do. But I just want you to know, if you have a child, not three, if you have a child, understand that a perfect man might be perfect for your child, but he might not be as perfect as you want as a partner. And that's fine. Because guess what? Guess what? You're not perfect either.